Hi, Erik Linask here, coming to you from Telex's CBX event in New York City. I'm talking now with GlobeNet's Eduardo Muller. Eduardo, good morning. Thank you for joining me.
Good morning, Erik.
So, start off. Tell me, what's sort of the latest? What's exciting going on at GlobeNet?
Okay, what we have been seeing is a lot of requests for low latency, especially from New York City to São Paulo, Bovespa stock exchange. We have a lot of demand, and we have the lowest latency to fulfill that demand.
Now, when you say you've been seeing a lot of demand for it, what's driving that increased demand?
Mainly the stable economy in Brazil actually has a lot of growth going on, a lot of demand for the financial vertical, and what's really driving is the lowest latency from New York to São Paulo.
Now, a lot of people claim to have low latency. What do you do differently that separates you from other providers?
It's a good question. Basically, that's the speed of light. So you have the lowest path. So the speed of light is constant. So we have the lowest path between New York and São Paulo.
As opposed to what do other people do?
They go to different routes, different paths, so the distance is bigger, okay? And that's pretty much what drives the speed of light through the lowest path.
So it's simply about finding the shortest distance between 2 points.
Perfect. That's it. That's the key.
Seems so simple and so logical. So why have you been able to do that successfully, and why have others not?
Because of the architecture of the network was designed to have the lowest latency between the east coast of the United States and Rio and São Paulo and Fortaleza in Brazil.
Is there anything more important for the financial markets than latency?
Yes. Together with latency, the network needs to be reliable. Okay, over 99.99% reliable.
And how do you ensure that reliability?
We guarantee via SLAs. Okay, we have 24/7, 365 technical assistance, and we have the team in place and the network designed to guarantee.
What kind of different challenges exist when we're talking about undersea cable as opposed to landline or wireless or things that remain within a country's borders?
It's a good question. When we have to design and deploy an undersea cable, it has to last 20, 25, 30 years. So we can make no mistakes. It's very, very hard to maintain and very costly to maintain an undersea cable. So when you put together a team to design and find the best partners and vendors, nothing can go wrong, and we are proud of our network. And on a landline cable, it is usually fairly easier to maintain the kind of cable.
Well, certainly we've seen, not so much with the cable, but we've just recently seen the difficulties that can arise when you're running things undersea. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is video. You mentioned to me earlier that really we're only seeing just the tip of the iceberg now in terms of video communications. What do you mean by that?
Right. What has been driving the internet is video over the last 5 years. Is going to grow exponentially. I have seen some reports that by 2014, about 91% of the internet traffic is going to be video or video related, and then we have the booming demand for HD video, and in the future 3D HD video. So that requires a lot of bandwidth. So the carriers need to be prepared and proactive to fulfill that demand.
And how well do you think that carriers are recognizing that need to prepare themselves for that video explosion?
I see that in general carriers are prepared, but the demand is growing faster because when you, for instance, you deploy undersea cable, you have to foresee a demand for the next 20 or 30 years. Okay.
Which is an interesting question. How do you predict what's going to happen 2.5 to 3 decades from now? That's an obvious
Right.
challenge.
Right. We predict voice, data, and video traffic, and we grow the network as needed. We plan in advance. We have to be ahead of the curve in that.
Good. And one last question before we wrap up. We're here at Telex's CBX event. What are you hoping to achieve here?
Right. We are building and strengthening relationship with especially financial verticals. They are looking for our network for the lowest latency between New York and Bovespa in São Paulo, and we have been exchanging information and educating them, and we get educated as well on that demand. And the video contribution market, between the Americas and from South America to Europe via the United States. So we are talking to a lot of vendors and partners regarding that.
Excellent.
Has been very productive.
Great. Been talking here with Eduardo Muller from GlobeNet here at Telex's CBX 2010 event. Eduardo, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Erik.